appointment setting, lead generation, follow up, and writing contracts, right? Like that should be the majority of your day every single day. We need the paperwork, right? We need the admin stuff. It just doesn't have to be during peak hours. And lots of times we use that as kind of a distraction, right? To keep us busy and make us feel productive. But be truthful with yourself, be real with yourself, spend time on that dollar productive behavior and stuff. So thank you guys for that. JJ Picard, what's going on, my man? You want to unmute your mic so we can get this thing going?
Larry, thanks for the introduction. Thanks for having me on. And I recognize some faces on the call doing some business and chasing deals with. So glad to see everybody here. Thank you, Catherine, for setting it up. Let me see if I can share my screen here. I got like a little quick deck for you guys.
Yeah.
Everybody see?
Before we get into this, like, why are people listening to JJ Picard? Like, what is, like, who is this guy over here that's jumping on Larry's mastermind call? Because that's not like, there's an interview process, right? Like, I got to make sure that we're going to add value to people. Give everybody a little background before we jump into things, my friend.
Sure. No, I mean, of course, we've been doing a lot of deals. I've been in the kind of residential fix and flip space for about 15 years now, and so different capacities, different companies, different funds, and essentially, a bunch of us who have been former agents, flippers, investors, we all kind of came together to really kick off True Legacy Homes, and so. On the foremost, yes, we're still the fix and flip company. We're still looking for those fix and flip deals, cash investor, kind of the same pitch. But we have a little bit of a different approach that we wanted to share with you guys, and we're really starting to hit our expansion model. And so we are really opening up in different markets. I see different markets here on the call. And why wouldn't my first call be to Larry, right, in terms of the footprint? And to really also, I think this is not just me. We want the agent feedback in terms of whether this philosophy or model will be receptive to your particular market, especially, and I'll go through the markets we've identified recently that we will be opening. But again, we have ambitions to be a bigger company, serve at least the Western United States in all states and major metros. And vital to that is partnership with agents. And I think you'll see why. So essentially, the company was founded in San Diego, California, which I'm based here in headquarters. We've expanded to Southern California. We've just opened our Denver office and servicing Colorado as well. And we focused the next next three areas of expansion will be to the rest of California, to Salt Lake City, Utah, and to Kansas City, Missouri. And so those are the focuses right now. But again, we do have ambitions to be elsewhere. The entire thesis of True Legacy Homes and the company is a more dignified approach to the cash offer process and providing more service and values not only to the client, but to agents as well. And the way we do that is we actually have two other companies that focuses on that level of service. So the first company we have is an estate sale company. We're the highest rated company on estatesales.net. And essentially, we feel there are many transactions in which there's a death in the family or there's health issues complicated in terms of specific senior demographic, right? Baby boomers are retiring. There's going to be a lot of wealth transfer in terms of families dealing with aging family members. And one of the opportunities we saw was that so many flippers would come in, or so many transactions where personal property was not valued, dignified, going through. I can't tell you how many, family albums I've seen in the trash heap, things like that, antiques that maybe should have been valued beforehand. So we have a very systematic estate sale approach where we come in, we turn the home into basically a boutique store. We value and appraise all the items. If anything's like an antique or anything that needs like a specialty strategy, we go through that, and it's extra money in your client's pocket into the family's pocket from there. And if we get there early in the process, we can work with them in tandem to go through the personal items, dignify it, so they can focus on either grieving or helping their family. Again, we're the highest rated there. That allows us to do moving. We own all of our trucks, so if there's anything in terms of regards to moving trucks, personal property, trash out, donations, all of that is there. If you want to learn more about that, we can dive into that in terms of the specifics of why we do that very well. But essentially, that's another value that we're providing to agents and to clients alike. The third company that we own and we just started is Care Placement. So we wanted a quality check on health capacity and doing the right thing for seniors who maybe don't have all their faculties, maybe need to be put into the right assisted living, care facility, anything like that. That's very an emotional process. It's a quality check to make sure that the negotiation is going well in terms of a dignified and service-driven manner, as well as providing that for the family with qualified and responsible individuals who prioritize that and make sure that we're treating, again, the senior with dignity and respect. So we have a three-pronged approach. Whenever we enter into a market, what we're doing, we do a lot of direct advertising for both three verticals: cash offers, estate sale, care placement. And what we found is lead gen actually isn't our problem, right? Like we do lead generation very, very well. And in the theme of service, we recognize that not every property would qualify for a flip. And we're not going to here to force our cash offer on to people who don't want it. Again, it's really quite a service, right? If it really, the house needs to be fixed and there's those issues that would qualify that. But we have a lead generation in which we have a lot of really great homes that really don't need any work that would qualify for listings. We are looking to refer those out to our agent partners in the network. We want an elite group of agents and individuals in which we can refer those leads, in which, again, the customer service is prioritized of what's the best option for them. And through our direct lead sourcing, if that's the way we choose, we want an outside party to also consult them on what's the best for them. We want to bring the agents in, and if that listing is really the best for it and it doesn't qualify for a renovation or a fixer in the normal sense, we want to tee agents up in order to service that business in aligned with our values, with service being on the forefront, again, especially for seniors, in a dignified and responsible manner. Furthermore, I mean, on our renovated properties, we want to partner with listing agents for that too. We want, in terms of all of our renovations, we really focus on the quality of the renovations, and we want to also make sure that we're listing those in a responsible and appropriate manner as well. So we have a private wealth fund and family behind us. We can get really, really creative. We're very, very experienced. Everybody here has been doing this for a long time, either in an agent or investor capacity. So we're very experienced. We're very selective of who we work with. We want the best of the best. And in return, we'd love to, if there's any, again, fixer property, we'd love to offer on that. We'd like to offer up our leads as well for a referral fee in order to make sure we're servicing everything in relation to the client. And we can get really creative depending on the needs. Again, if there's a financing issue or anything like that, we could have, we were just working on one where we were cross-collateralizing different properties that they own to get them into one of our properties, and we're very creative if a lending or money thing is there as well. But again, we're just very thoughtful in terms of solving the problems and creating a process, especially for the senior demographic, that allies with the agents to create the most optimal outcome. Also, I think what also differentiates us is our buy box. We have the capability to do very complex renovations, foundation issues. I can dive into the whole thing there. and at price points. Our price points in California go up to a $4 million acquisition price. So we find that kind of the sweet spot of the perfect client is in a trade up home, right? That has a lot of quality items, that, you know, aging demographic in terms of their big houses. We are willing to do those bigger, complicated, high dollar projects. We'll do the entry level too, but we find that's also the highest demand for our service, where there might be a lot of priceless materials, personal property type stuff like that requires that extra legwork. So our buy box is definitely a really competitive advantage. The other thing is we can do very complex renovations. Management here has adopted, I don't know if you're familiar with the Kaban Toyota model that Toyota released. So essentially we have a very systematic approach to the way we approach our renovations that allow us to do complex things cheaper, quicker, because we've instituted this process. So it's like, you know, it's like, what's it, quality, cheap, and fast, pick two, right? Like, we feel like we can do all three. And again, in terms of working with agents, we are happy to give up these leads. We're all qualified in terms of the transaction process. Essentially, we're negotiable. And then we also provide marketing collateral and marketing strategy in tandem with our agents. You know, we'll post your marketing, we'll do our own, you'll have access to our marketing team in terms of all the product or advertising, especially on our real estate projects that we're doing. Again, buy box a little bit more into depth. Nothing really scares us. We love the hoarder homes, especially with our business model, but even if it's clean, if it's dated, we really dial our properties. We're looking to break the comps. We're really looking to do quality work. So, I mean, nothing potentially scares us, where we can jump in and dive right into any issue. I think any problem.
And to give you guys some background, right? Like JJ came from the Wedgwood world, which is where we first met. And Wedgwood would flip over 5,000 properties a year, right? So as you can see from the before and after pictures, right? Like, they have a little bit of experience in this game. And like, this is what he's been training for the last 15 years at this point in time. So that's amazing, man. Keep going.
Thank you. Yes, we really feel that this is taken the next level, right? Focusing on service, focusing on the quality experience, and then doing harder deals, harder renovations at bigger price points. And so all of that was our capability. And yeah, again, Larry just hit the nail on the head. It is taking it to the next level for a lot of us. This is definitely everything the agent would want to know. Essentially, if you bring us a deal or an opportunity, structure it for us. We want to respect that you know what's better for the client and for your client than we do. We're not going to assume anything. So we're willing to be negotiable on the deal structure. We'll be transparent in terms of what we're seeing, what our numbers is, what our costs are. And we're happy to have you structure the deal. So on the buy side, we're happy to pay and guarantee buy side commissions. We're not a wholesaler. We're not looking to tie it up or play games or anything like that. We are focused on the service aspect of it, and we'll be completely transparent to those ends. And then for on the seller representation, especially if you take a listing for one of our renovated properties, we'll give a 1-year warranty in terms of the quality. So anything that goes wrong with the property, we provide literally our plans, everything that's done. And like, we literally have a binder that we provide with the agent that's designed to go to the new buyer of the property, of literally everything reused, full disclosure, materials reused. We are happy to provide all of that in a binder that can be kept away. That's basically just all the notes on the house, all the previous inspection, everything. We'll provide that to you. And because of that, and because we're confident, and that kind of works within our Kaban process in terms of cataloging all of that as we go, we're happy to give that warranty. And And then further resource support, right? We have a team of listing managers for every region. We have dedicated marketing to every region. So if there's a particular strategy in terms of marketing, co-branding, anything we got to do for a particular reason, we want all of our marketing to be aesthetically pleasing to the particular demographic. I'm not going to put like California palm trees on something that we're doing in Denver, right? Like, so we want to be thoughtful, tied into your marketing, and we'll provide that collateral and support as well. This is just some examples of what we do. We always have an email blast, LinkedIn post, website post, things for Caravan. We really want our agent partners to go to Caravan, and we're happy to brainstorm and have breakout sessions like these with our marketing team on how we can elevate our agents and our properties out there in the market. And it's something we've done really, really well with our direct marketing program, and it all ties in. And in terms, again, we're all negotiable on everything, typical cash investor terms. Again, like I said, we could get creatively financing on stuff if that is there. You know, terms are just whatever the deal needs, we're able to provide that. Release deposit early for moving expenses, utilizing our resources in terms of moving. Every market's going to have a bunch of trucks and everything like that. For the estate sale side, we're happy to coordinate all of that as well. And so what I also have is, if you're interested in getting in touch with me, I have, especially about a particular market, or if you want to spin a particular deal, I have a Google form that's all set up. If it's a particular deal, my whole team here, there's about 8 acquisition managers here in San Diego that will look at it. Or if you just want to talk about a particular market, if you think there's a demand in your market, if you're in the Denver, Utah, Kansas City areas you want to discuss, as well as being in California, let's have a conversation. Feel free to submit anything to me, questions, anything like that. We're looking to build these partnerships with you guys and do what's best for our agent partners, seniors, and the whole experience. So
beautiful, man. That's awesome, man. I didn't know that you guys were doing so much, and I've had multiple conversations with agents about the estate selling side. I think it's going to be a growing market along with the default side as well. And a lot of the agents here are default professionals, right? And this is where we need better partners like you, like to have offers when these properties first come up and have something there. So guys, like I see the chat box and stuff blowing up. Like, what questions, comments, concerns, and why you guys are, you know, unmuting or doing anything? Question, JJ. You know, we got a lot of folks that, you know, are calling FSBOs expireds, or, you know, they have other relationships and stuff that are seeing off-market deals. Like, that was one thing that limited Wedgwood, is that, you know, like they had to have title and stuff. Or is that something? And it's not good or bad. I just want to know the process, right? So that way your time is not wasted. The agent's time isn't wasted. Do you guys take off-market deals or assignees or anything like that?
Yes, we don't discriminate in terms of the lead source. I think especially if you understand our vision and our values and what we're trying to accomplish on the service level, especially towards a aging demographic, the light bulb goes off of, hey, that this is the type of service that we, in terms of a niche, can really provide. However, we'll look at all deals in those markets. I mean, at the end of the day, we have the capacity to be your cash buyer if that's what you want. On market, off market, we'll look at all leads. We're looking to transact as well.
Okay. And so currently today we're in Colorado, Utah, Kansas City, Missouri, correct?
Correct. Yeah. So we have coverage in all of Southern California. We just have our estate sale process through Ventura County, all the way down to San Diego in Southern California. We are opening a Northern California office, a Salt Lake City office, and a Kansas City office by the end of the year. And we'll have the estate services and care placement in place in Denver by the end of the year as well. But again, we want to open up basically all the West Coast. So we have targets to do that. If you're in, you know, the Texas or Phoenix market, I see the chat blowing up. Eventually, we will want to get into those markets, and we're happy to begin those conversations now of what that looks like in your market, if that applies to you.
Beautiful. Yeah, Robert Weichelt, Robert Weichelt is taking 3 to 5 listings a week sometimes down there in San Diego. So make sure that you guys connect and stuff there. Guys, what questions, comments, and stuff do you guys have for JJ?
So how do we get, signed up with you guys?
I will go ahead and disseminate, I guess maybe Larry, I can email all my contact information out to everybody on the call after that. And then our Google Forms lead, I'll send my personal number too, if you want to text or call me. And between all 3 avenues, let's have a discussion.
Why don't you put it in the chat?
Let me pull that up, yeah.
And so if somebody wanted to start the process, is it a conversation first, or would you prefer they just use the Google chat there to drop it in? Do you have a preference on your side to be as efficient as possible, JJ?
Sure, yeah, I'll put the Google Forms in the chat, send that out by all means. If you want to ping, I have 8 different people looking at that, especially if it's deal related. But then if it's just a discussion or about a particular market, let's schedule a call. I'd love to talk with each and every one of you, get your feedback on what we're doing and scale from there.
Okay. Who else? Anybody else got any questions coming through? Scroll through the chat box and stuff real quick.
JJ, this is James Brown. I'm in Denver, and I'll definitely reach out. Let's figure this out.
Looking forward to it.
Cool, man.
James does a lot. He does a lot of funding and like a lot of creative financing and stuff to help get agents, or not get agents, but get people into homes that were in bad situations. They'll do, like, he owns a partial owner of a company that does a lot of creative financing that's outside of the conventional space, just to serve kind of the underserved sector and stuff as well. So I think that you guys will get along great as well.
Yeah, we do rent to own is our main thing, and we're doing co-living as well, so helping with the affordable rent problem too. So.
Hey James, this is a good time to promote your spot next Wednesday on the More Listings Mastermind, brother.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be.
We're gonna have James.
Show.
It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna have James, and he's gonna come in and talk about creative financing. So just wanted to make that real quick plug.
Looking forward to it. That's gonna be awesome.
Beautiful. So I see that JJ just put the Google form there in the chat box there. Kathy, can you do me a favor and just take note of that? And then when we send Eric Bangle the recording, let's send him that as well, so that can kind of go along and out in our newsletter to the group as well. JJ, you can correct me, but I do not believe you're in New York at this point in time, correct?
No, not yet.
Yeah. New York is an interesting market up there, Karen. You guys are like, it's that whole Northeast is just different. When you start getting into attorneys and stuff, it complicates things a little bit, right? Out here in the Southwest, we're all deeds of trust states, right? Like, it's really easy flowing, right? We can get properties back, but when you start getting into attorney states, it starts complicating things a little bit. Anybody else have any questions? Not Texas at this point in time, is that right?
Correct, but that's definitely one of our ambitions, sooner rather than later.
Okay, and we got a big group here in Texas. That's I know we didn't work as much, but that's where I started working with Jeff Bates, because I had moved from Vegas. He took my spot there, and then I came out here. And so we got teams in all of the metro areas and stuff with lots of listing inventory, looking at a lot of inventory. So whenever you guys are ready, you let me know. I think that we can expedite that process as well.
Absolutely.
Are you guys not in Florida?
Not yet. I mean, we should be though.
We call that God's waiting room down there. You should be in Florida.
We know.
She has a really good point, right? Like, if this is your target market, she brings up a very valid point here, JJ.
Absolutely. You're 100% right. It's we just have to get all the way out there. Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna
Arizona.
be 60 in June, and I'm the youngest person in my neighborhood who owns a home.
We should talk. I should get these guys over.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Arizona would be another one, right?
Yeah.
Like I have a pretty large team there just because the amount of snowbirds and stuff that are there that only spend half of the year. And as you said, there's just a lot of moving pieces and stuff as well. But here's the thing, right? Like, how long has True Legacy been in place? Now, JJ?
Founded in 2017, and has really kind of hit its growth trajectory here this year. So we're still relatively new, but very experienced, very experienced. Everybody's been doing this for a decade plus at least.
Yeah, and how many homes were you able to acquire, help people out of and stuff last year? I know you guys had a 404% increase. I saw that on the slide, but what did that equate to in number of units?
So we did 150 homes between Southern California and a couple in Denver as we opened last year in 24. We expect that number to be just short of 250 this year, even with the market headwinds and everything going on. We feel like we can do 250. And then as we open those other markets, by the end of last year, I mean, forecasting to 26, we're looking to do hopefully approaching that number of like 500.
And here's the part that I want you guys to think about, right? As we're working with these larger clients, right? The average homeowner sells a home every, let's call it 8 to 12 years. When you have clients like our banks, like our institutions, etc., this is where being first to market can be life-changing, right? Like I had some agents up there, in Washington that took 50, 60 listings last year because they were the first ones in the market. If you can get in and build, like if your business plan and, True Legacy's business plans align, and this is something that you want to move into, like lean into it. Find the opportunities that are out there. And this is where, like, what if you control the market share of that because you are bringing this to the market? And that's where you start to create your branding and your niches and stuff there, guys. Like, same thing that we do on the REO and the institutional side of things, right? Like, we get a lot of business in the Atlanta metro area, right? The first couple of agents that came on, had 20, 30 more listings than the people that came on later in the year because they were the only ones that we had. They were the only ones that they turned to. So as True Legacy starts picking up their marketing materials and stuff like that, like they're going to go to their trusted advisors, which is the same reason that I teach people about REO, because they're not competition to me, right? Like there's not a lot of people that could take 46 listings in 2 weeks. Their system would break, right? I'm like, oh yeah, like send it over. We'll get it taken care of, right? Like I stress a little bit with that. I'm like, shit, how are we going to do this? But we always figure that out when other people haven't taken 40 listings in their entire life, right? So this is like, these are the opportunities that I want you guys to really lean into if it aligns with your business plan, right? If it doesn't, right? Pick up the values and stuff. Maybe you want to change your mission statement. Maybe you like take something from this call and take it back into your business, but don't redivert or do a 360 on your business plan for something if it doesn't align, if you're not passionate about it at the end of the day. Other questions, comments, concerns? I see here, Robert Weichelt, Jeff Russell, like Kelly Jones, like you guys should definitely, I see Joseph Limo on here, and this is just on my front screen and stuff here. A few that I know that are out there in the Southern California area. Like you guys definitely need to like make some time and maybe go visit JJ or something down there in San Diego. And next time I'm in California, we'll definitely do the same thing. There's a couple of resources that I'll will follow up on and stuff as well. Working with a couple of 501(c)(3)s, like nonprofits that gets kind of first look opportunities. And, one of them, like one of their biggest acquisitions was like 400 and something homes in California specifically. right? So this is where we can just kind of connect the dots. Like you're not going to take down all of those, but like, does it help add 20 properties, right? Do 20 of those fit into your buy box and fit all the criteria and stuff like that? So we'll follow up on a couple of different things here as well, JJ.
Amazing.
For sure. Agreed, Larry. Thank you.
Christian, not in Chicago yet. Anybody else?
Yeah, I just want to thank
All
JJ.
right.
for
Well,
jumping on
man,
there.
JJ, I think this is huge. I think this is such a big niche, and like I personally would be leaning into this estate sale side of things. JJ, you have any recommendations? Like, so you're not in all market areas and stuff. You guys found this niche. When you came over from Wedgwood, was this just the niche that was already there? Or how did you start to get more involved in the estate side of things? Is there a certification? Was it contacting attorneys? Like any advisement to the agents that are on the phone that may want to get more into the estate side of things, like where they can find resources and figure out ways to add value to that community?
So my recommendation, if we're not in your market, is to go to estatesales.net. Every company is there in terms of being able to select. Our issue was, as we look to solve the estate sale part of it, we really did not like the service that most companies, if not all companies, provided. And we really thought it was a unique opportunity to provide a systematic approach. I mean, essentially at a estate sale, so many individuals treat it like a garage sale where they just come in and say, hey, let's haggle with everything, walk through the house, nothing ever is presented. It's just, hey, let's split everything 50-50. So there was no strategic or systematic or marketing approach to it. So that's where the opportunity was. We developed that whole process. We created a whole company, W-2 employees, that this is their specialty, their focus, what they do, working other sales. And then we aggregate all that data for our pricing matrix and our marketing matrix. So every sale that we do, we get better, and it educates our pricing, and it educates the sell-through rate. We have a 90% sell-through rate in terms of personal property. And there's a reason why we're the top one, and we were able to do that so quickly. It's just if you provide a systematic approach towards solving that problem, it's amazing how much the competition melts away, essentially.
Beautiful. Could you do me a favor and just type that website in the chat box for me, so we have that? And Kathy, if you could grab that as well and include that in the notes over to Eric Dangle, please. All right. Anybody else, guys? Wonderful. Well, man, JJ, I appreciate it, brother. I have a couple of things on my list that we will definitely follow up with, especially, when you're ready to expand to new areas. I mean, I have a database now of, I think, 12,000 agents across the country, notes on all of them. So like you need somebody that, is used to like listing at a high level, selling at a high level. Let me know. I'm happy to make some introductions and stuff to you there. Guys, take advantage of this. If this fits into your business plan, it sounds like there's a lot of interest, and make sure that you build some rapport and connection with JJ and stuff there to figure out how to do some more business, especially as True Legacy continues to expand, right? Like, because once they get that momentum and once they build that system, right, they already have a system, it makes it easier and faster to scale to every other market after that because they already have the playbook. Right? Then they're just finding the right resources and stuff there. And then it starts rolling really fast. So, they say like your first 100,000 is the hardest to make, right? And then $1 million comes easier. And then after that, right, like you have the process down, and it's easier to start compounding that and wash, rinse, repeat, doing that over and over again. Same in real estate. So JJ, greatly appreciate your time today, brother. Guys, if you need anything at all, call, text, email me, let me know. Go out there and crush it this week. And we will be back next week. And next week we will have we're going to have Proppy come on, which brings an interesting twist to blockchain and title and escrow. So they've been around for quite some time, but traditional title and escrow companies, right, are kind of limited. Like when you start working with blockchain and stuff like that, their title company is working on the weekends, right? It has this ledger that it's creating of the entire history of the property. There's less human error. It's really interesting and something that I think in the future will be all real estate transactions because it's such a much more efficient process when you're using crypto and the blockchain and stuff like that. So that's who we have coming on next week's call. Go out there and crush it, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. JJ, thank you so much, man. I greatly appreciate your time.
Thank you all.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.